My name is Sarah. I'm an attorney at Atticus who works on disability cases, and I'm going to tell you what to expect when you apply. Applying for disability can be a confusing process. So I'm going to explain 5 of the most common steps that people we speak with experience when they're going through the process. These will be general steps that you're likely to go through, but each person and each set of circumstances is different. So if you're interested in having a lawyer walk you through what you can expect for your specific case, click on the link below in our description. Let's get started. Step 1, the initial application. The initial application consists of a series of paperwork where you're going to need to explain to the Social Security Administration why you can't work and what medical condition you are dealing with. They're going to ask you for your medical records for the conditions that you are claiming are making it difficult for you to work, as well as your work history very often and your description of the types of tasks that you're able to do on a day-to-day basis. We recommend that you follow up with the Social Security Administration after you submit your initial application, whether that be in person, in writing, or by phone, to make sure that your application has not gotten lost and that they are processing it. Step 2. Supplemental or secondary paperwork. The Social Security Administration often asks for additional information after you submit your initial application. This paperwork often asks the same or similar questions that you've already answered for the SSA, but they're looking for more detail. Step 3, the initial decision. Occasionally, the SSA will ask you to go to one of their medical examiners after you've provided that initial application. There isn't that much advice that we can give you about this, except that you should go to that appointment and, as always, write down what happened. Aside from that, unfortunately, there's just a waiting period. It normally takes about 5 to 6 months for the SSA to process your initial application. And when you do hear back from the SSA after that 5 to 6 months, it might not be good news. Almost 80% of people are denied at the initial application. There's one thing that you take from this video, it's to not be too discouraged when you get that initial rejection. Most people who get benefits get it at a later stage. If you hear back after your initial application that you won your benefits, that is wonderful news, and you do not need to watch the rest of this video. If you're amongst the majority who receive a rejection after the initial application, the SSA is required to tell you why. Occasionally, it's a technical reason, like you are working too many hours or you don't meet the income requirements to qualify. There's not much that you can do when you receive this kind of rejection, except for changing your income or the number of hours that you work. Most often, it's a denial for medical reasons. The SSA is looking for more proof that you can't work. You should request a reconsideration. Step 4, reconsideration. This is the easiest step. You have 60 days to request reconsideration, and for the most part, all you need to do is check a box. Unfortunately, very few people receive benefits at the reconsideration stage. About 90% get a rejection. But you need to complete this step to go to a hearing. Only after your reconsideration is denied are you able to request a hearing. Step 5, the hearing. At this point, it can be critical to have a lawyer by your side. If the process of finding the right attorney for you is intimidating, Atticus can help. It can be very difficult to prove your case to a judge without a lawyer by your side. Over 80% of people at the hearing stage have a lawyer or legal representative at their side when they go before a judge. At the hearing, a judge or your lawyer will ask you questions about your condition. The SSA will bring somebody to the hearing called a vocational expert. This person's job is to understand your work history, the job requirements, and whether you can do other types of work. It's up to your lawyer to cross-examine this expert, trying to prove that you cannot do the jobs that they may be claiming that you can. Since COVID-19, almost all hearings are virtual, so it'll be important to find a quiet space with good connectivity. We have some additional articles about what you can expect during a hearing and what types of questions you'll be asked, which we'll link to in the description. But your lawyer should run through what to expect from the hearing as well as some questions beforehand. Step 6, get a decision. At this point, most applicants have finished the process, and almost everyone that Atticus works with gets a favorable outcome. It normally takes 1 to 2 months to get the decision from the administrative law judge, and often your lawyer will hear first. Once you're approved, you'll start getting monthly checks from the Social Security Administration. And often you'll receive a lump sum in your first check, which includes your back pay. This covers all payments you would have accrued during your application period. Not everyone gets back pay, but most people do. If you are rejected, you can talk to your lawyer about the next stage of appeals, which is in federal court. But that is a rare and complicated process and a topic for another video. We know applying for disability benefits can be complicated and overwhelming, but getting an approval is life-changing and can even be life-saving for some people. Too many qualified people give up because the process is so daunting. Having the right legal team on your side can really help. People are 3 times more likely to win benefits at the hearing stage with a lawyer compared to without one. And the stress, time, and energy that you save by having a lawyer can really help. If you want free legal advice or you want help finding a lawyer, that's what we do at Atticus. Our services are always free. You will never get a bill from us. If you do choose to work with a lawyer, you'll only pay them if you win. Click the top right corner of your screen or the link in the description to get started.